Hey guys, good morning. It's Monday. That means it's time for another Life Mastery Moment, and we're going to jump right in. But first, I wanted to clarify something about last week's Life Mastery Moment. I shared a concept with you that you are exactly where you need to be in your life right now, and at any moment you have the opportunity to choose to go in a different direction. I wanted to make something clear. Just because you recognize that where you are in your life right now is exactly where you need to be, that doesn't mean that you stay there if it is not serving you. Sometimes recognizing that you are where you need to be is recognizing that there's a purpose behind the obstacles that you're currently facing. And sometimes the purpose of that obstacle is to get you to change directions and choose something different for your life. So I hope that's clear. Today we are going deep. I'm introducing a concept to you that has really transformed my life, and I know it's got the potential to transform your life as well. I'm introducing to you a concept called the thought model. It's been around for years. It's got its roots in cognitive behavioral therapy, but most recently it's been popularized by the Life Coach School podcast. And the thought model is, while very simple, can seem complex. So what I thought I would do is we would switch views. We'll go over to my computer and I'll show you what the thought model is, and then I'll come back and I will share with you the empowering question for the week. Okay, so let's switch views.
Okay, so by now you should be able to see my computer screen, and the thought model simply states this, that we experience life as a series of events, or what we would like to call circumstances. And those circumstances can trigger thoughts. And our thoughts are what drive our feelings, which drive our actions, or inactions in some cases, and our actions are what drive the results in life. What's great about this model is that if you are someone who wants specific results in your life, or maybe you're getting results that you don't want in life, you can actually work your way backwards and say, well, what are the actions that are causing those results? What are the feelings or the emotions that are driving the actions, and so on. But here's really what's important about the thought model. Looking at the circumstances. Circumstances are simply events that are made up of facts. So it's something that can be proven in a court of law that it happened or it didn't happen. Facts are events that are indisputable. Another thing you need to know about circumstances are that we have very limited control over our circumstances. Very, very limited. Now, there are some circumstances that you think you can change, like you can change your job location, you can change where you live, you could change who you interact with. But for the most part, the events that we experience in life are out of our control. And the last and probably the most important thing for you to know about circumstances is that they're meaningless. There is no meaning of the events that we experience in life. And that might be a hard pill to swallow, but let me speed this up for you so that you see what I'm saying. Meaning doesn't get applied until we move on to the next step of the thought model. Is meaning doesn't happen until we have a thought about the event that took place. So if someone cuts me off in traffic, it means nothing until I think about being cut off in traffic. Once I think about it, and it happens very quickly, I'm applying meaning. And from that thought comes the feelings. So our thoughts are where we apply meaning. The other thing that's important for thoughts is that in order to create a corresponding feeling, your thought has to be believable. So if you don't believe the thought, it's not going to create a corresponding feeling. Lastly, by nature, thoughts are choice, meaning we can choose another thought. We can choose to look at a circumstance or event from another way of thinking. And because our thoughts are a choice, by default, our feelings are a choice and our actions are a choice. And what's great about this is that if that's all true, we then have some control over the results in our life, and we can make choices based on the events in our life. We can choose to see them differently so that our feelings and our actions guide us to the results that we want in life. So let me give you an example of the thought model in practice. Chances are you've said, he makes me mad, or every time you do that, it makes me so upset. And really what you're saying is the circumstance, which is the behavior that I'm witnessing, or the experience or the event that's happening, is causing the feeling, which is anger or frustration, or I feel mad, right? But when you say that, you're actually negating what is really happening. You are having a thought. So really what's causing the anger or the frustration is the thought and the meaning that you're applying to the behavior or the event. So the thought model, simply put, outlines what happens from beginning, from an event that happens in our life, all the way to the outcome or the results. And it's ongoing. If you notice under results, it says more circumstances, because the results that we have in our life are simply more facts, right? So the results are there. We are then going to have a thought about those results, and we may hang positive or negative meaning on those results. So what I'd like to do, I wish I could spend a lot of time on this, but I really want to keep the life mastery moments short. So instead of giving you an empowering question this week, I'd like you to run through the thought model with an event or a situation that is currently an obstacle or a struggle for you or a challenge. So write down what are the facts, right? So write down the circumstances and say, these are the circumstances of the event. And be sure that you're distinguishing between circumstances and thoughts. Sometimes we confuse the two, where we might say someone is rude and we put that as a circumstance. Well, rudeness is a judgment, so that's really a thought. So write down the facts or the circumstances. Write down your thoughts and the meaning. So say, what does this mean to me? What did this event mean to me? And then what is a corresponding feeling that I'm getting as a result of my thoughts? And then whether or not you took action, you can write down the actions. And hopefully this exercise will bring to you some clarity around how you end up with the feelings you have. And I know it's easier said than done, but with practice, you can actually improve the thoughts that you have. You can stop and pause and choose thoughts that serve you better. So that's all I have for the Life Mastery Moment this week. Have a phenomenal week, and I will see you next Monday. Take care. Peace.